Hey y'all, this is a first video that we're going to do here of some how-tos. As you can see, we got a van back there, we got a bike back there. So the thing about the bike is we're going to start off with that. It's a pretty common camp that we teach here at Advanced Camp across the nation. We teach bicycle tuning, repair, maintenance. And so today I'm going to do a quick video on how to adjust your front and rear derailleur. You can see those tires hanging on there right there. Whew, that was a lot of work with those little tiny skinny tires on that road bike. I'll probably do another additional following up of how to replace the saddle. Saddle also known as the seat. Do a little quick video on that too, just in case you guys ever come across of how do you do that. So that'll be another how-to. Maybe it'll be our next one. So check us out, follow us, so you can see what's coming up. So here's some tools you're going to need for the trade of adjusting this bicycle and derailleurs. So here's your rear derailleur. You have a high and a low screw setting. Go in here and adjust the high. High is actually going to adjust the cable or chain, excuse me, stops to control all the way down to the bottom. The low will adjust the chain all the way to the top. Definitely don't want to go over the top. As you see here, I'm getting out a spoke wrench. As you can see, that spoke was actually pretty loose. I found one on this wheel that was broken, so that was not good. I was trying to adjust the derailleurs. It was catching on the brakes to find out that the actual the spoke was broken, which was causing the wheel to move. So I quickly went through and just kind of cleaned it up a little bit. Spokes work just like anything else, righty tighty, lefty loosey. As you tighten the spoke, it'll actually pull the wheel to that side. If you loosen the spoke, it will loosen the spoke from that side, so you can help true up your wheel. I'll probably do another lesson on the spokes specifically. So once I kind of get the spokes adjusted, you're seeing me go through here, crank this thing up, making sure it's not hitting the brakes. So that way we can make sure that I can actually run the derailleur all the way from the top gear to the bottom gear. Want to make sure it runs through all of its gears properly. Once you get up to the top, you don't want it popping off the top. Once that chain pops off the top, it'll never ends well. Breaking it or freezing up the bike could have broke. Actually, that could have been what broke the spoke. So yeah, we'll go through and adjust those. Next, we're coming up here, another shot here on how to adjust this rear derailleur. As you're seeing there, I was just making sure it was lining up. The tension that you have on your cable can be adjusted too. You see that little black knob at the bottom. If you turn that to the right, it'll actually tighten the chain. You move it to the left, it will loosen the chain. If it will not, the chain won't drop all the way down, even with making those adjustments. You may want to loosen your cable. That cable should have a little bit of move all the way at the bottom. If you have it on your, quote, highest gear, the smallest gear, there should be some movement in that cable. If there's no movement in that cable, it's way too tight. You gotta let some out if it's all the way down. If it's in middle of the cog like you're seeing there, that cable should be tight. But if it's all the way at the bottom, the smallest cable or smallest gear, there should be just a tiny bit of looseness, just a little bit of wiggle to it. Going through right here, just making sure that everything's moving properly. Working on the front derailleur. Really want to make sure that this is all tuned in. Hard to tune it when you got your brakes that are stopping you. So there we go, back to it. Cranking those, making sure that derailleur is going back and forth like it should. Going back in to make another small adjustment. You don't have to make big adjustments on these. A lot of people think they have to go in and make some big adjustment up, big adjustment down. It's really fine tuning. This is what I'm doing right now. This is a road bike, so you don't want to be going 35 miles an hour on this bike and jumping gears. You want to make sure that it is smoothly moving through your gears, create a little bit more efficiency. Mountain bikes derailleurs are the same for the most part. Mechanically, they're all the same on these when they're cable driven. The thing is if you're going up and down a pretty steep hill, going through rough terrain, jumps, whatever, you just don't want that chain falling off. So you want to make sure that rear derailleur is well adjusted. Front derailleur, the funny thing is most of the time I have the problem with that chain rubbing, that bracket the chain's running through right there. So I make my adjustments, I go back and forth, right there I'm adjusting it just a little bit. Looks like I'm actually adjusting it up because it was a little bit too loose. It was rubbing on the outside of that bracket. So made that adjustment just so I didn't have to listen to it. Just cleaned it up a little bit there. That one was pretty good adjustment. That one's a bad one if you have your top gear adjusted, the stops adjusted wrong. It could pop off, chain could pop off and get your leg or your pants or whatever. So definitely want to make sure that was adjusted. You see that chain come off when I pedaled it? Just means I need to adjust those stops. It only can go up so far, just enough for the chain to hop on the gears, but not to rub, but not to hop off and push it over the top. Thank you for watching as we adjusted these front and rear derailleurs on this bicycle. Here's the tools we used: a 3-way Allen wrench, a spoke wrench, and a standard screwdriver to be able to get this job done. That was the main tools we used to focus on. Thanks again, and like us on our YouTube channel and follow us. Thank you so much.